I know that there are so many of you struggling right now, right? Let's just be real. I mean, we struggle, you struggle, and that's why we're here today to just come together and share what has worked for us and what hasn't. Because let me just tell you, I know from experience, from being friends with these two fabulous women, things have not worked for us as well along our journey. It has not been perfect by any means, but we are here in this very moment, in the present time, thriving in our health, feeling amazing. I'm 48. These girls are in their 50s. I mean, listen, if you're sitting back right now and you're like, oh, it's too late for me, I'm already over the hill, I'm over 40. Let me just tell you, that's your own mindset stuff going on. And we're going to change that for you today. So, ladies, this is so exciting. What's going on with you guys? How's your Friday going so far?
It's going amazing. I'm super excited. And let me just say, hey, we really do truly understand the struggle. And a lot of the reasons why we are in fitness, what drove us to this space was our own struggles and challenges. And fitness became our safe haven. So we would like to create that safe haven for you so that you can be part of this and be part of the community that's going to love on you, that's going to challenge you, and that's going to see you in your greatness because you deserve it. That's the one thing I want to know. I mean, I'm a high performance coach. I don't teach fitness, but fitness is what I do and what I talk about. So these other women are women that I've interviewed, that I've been interviewed, that we went through the sweat and the grime of competing in this crazy business called bikini competitions. And we know the struggle. We understand it. And I think that's the most important thing I want you guys to know is this isn't some malarkey. Like we truly get it. And we are here to pour into you in any way that we can support you.
100%. So
tell me, Kelly, what have you been doing? What was not working? And what did you change to get yourself unstuck at your beautiful young age of what? 48.
Oh, yes, 47. I'll go back a year. Well, okay. So for me, guys, I had a realization today because I was talking to one of my personal coaches on the phone this morning, and we were talking about habits and how we've changed our habits along the years and what didn't work. And I never really thought about this before. What I used to do wrong was stack unhealthy habits, but I didn't do it purposely. I was just doing unhealthy things, but frustrated about them because they were blocking me from reaching my goals. And I kept stacking up those bad habits one after another because they were habits. For an example, I wasn't drinking water. That's not a good habit, right? So I was stacking that. So day after day, I wasn't drinking enough water. That was a habit for me. I wouldn't just go to this, get another water bottle or fill up my water. I would have more, whatever, something else. So that's just one simple example. Another one would be, if I went out the night before, I'd skip the gym. And I convinced myself that that was okay for a long time in the past. And that wasn't working for me because I wasn't getting to where I wanted to in my physical body. Because at that, there's points in your health journey where you focus on your physical body, you focus on your mindset, you focus on your food. You can't do everything at once. But I realized I was stacking unhealthy habits. So I'm here to teach you to write down a list today of things that maybe you're overlooking. You're not really focusing on them, but they are unhealthy when you really think about it. And you might be stacking these unhealthy things that are blocking you to get to where you want to go. But until you become aware and write them down, or at least have a vision of, oh my gosh, look at what I've been doing. No wonder why the weight's not coming off. No wonder why. Maybe you're stacking up bad mindset habits and you're constantly telling yourself you're fat or you have too much cellulite or you're too old. Well, that's who you're becoming. And those getting stacked is going to keep blocking you again from the woman you were created to be. So
I think it's also too, that's Kelly, that's so on the other piece about it is a lot of these habits and behaviors are unconscious, right? We don't even know that we're doing them,
Mhm.
right? So much of the work that we all do is helping people bring unconscious behaviors to conscious awareness. And that's, Kelly, you and I have talked about this, Linda, you and I too, about what are you tolerating in your life?
Oh my
Start
gosh,
looking
yeah.
at what you're tolerating. Start looking at what is frustrating you, overwhelming you, stressing you out. Identify it, name it. That's the only way we can move through. If we think we're just going to stack necessarily the greatest habits and our life's going to change, doesn't necessarily work that way. We got to face the honest truth that we are struggling, and we have to face the honest truth that we have habits, behaviors, relationships that are self-sabotaging for our own selves. And we got to own it. We got to claim it, because our best side, our best self is on the other side of that honesty.
So now that you're saying that, that's the perfect lead in for me to talk about boundaries, because you may be telling yourself today that you don't have enough time. There's not enough time in your schedule. And so I want you to really look at where, because if you were frustrated and you were tolerating and all of that, that leads to me to think you're not setting proper boundaries around your life. And we can all be guilty of that, of people pleasing, of being too polite, of being the nice girl, the good girl that doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, until we are left out in the cold and we have no time for ourselves because we've been so busy doing that. So be good to you so you can be good overall. And so you have to look at, what are your time stealers? Like, are you like going, like I teach class, so am I letting somebody come in, I only have 30 minutes and I'm on the treadmill and they want to talk and I can't hear because I'm hard of hearing, so I have to keep stopping and I'm not getting in the zone and I'm wasted 30 minutes, and then my client comes, and then after my client there's 15 minutes after that she wants to go over, and pretty soon that was 45 minutes I could have got a run in. So what you have to do, if that sounds anything like anything you're going through at all, is you have to set parameters. You have to decide, where am I failing? Where are my time stealers? Where could I fit this in? And then you have to be a little bit like, okay, it's going to be icky at first when I first set this boundary, but I need to say, hey, I have a hard stop at 8, or hey, I struggle to hear you when we're on the treadmill, and I have a goal I'm trying to reach, and I don't mean to be rude, but I've got to get cracking. I gotta get going. I'm gonna put my earbuds in, and so whatever you're gonna say, you've got to find the way to have time and space for you, and that all starts with setting proper boundaries.
And I like that too, because I think some of us, we don't know how to say no to people. So you can even take that further, Linda, into, say you're always getting asked to go out Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, but you're really trying so hard to be healthy. Well, at some point, I'm sorry, you do have to learn to say, well, I'm going to skip tonight and cook my own meal tonight and stay in, so I'm not drinking the extra wine, or I'm not, because listen, life is always going to be full of social events. They're never going away. Food is around us all the time. That's how we come together. It's a good thing. But by not saying no, you might never get to where you want to go if you keep saying yes and you're feeling guilty or bad, or I don't want to miss out. Well, what's more important to you? So I like the boundary thing, because I find with a lot of my women that I work with, they get sucked in. They say, I got sucked into going, and then the office was going here. And well, listen, I say that's all part of self-care. If you're trying to take care of yourself, nobody can do it for you. You have to make your final decision on what's important right now in my life. You don't have to do this forever, but like, get the weight off, feel good, get to a different level in your health, and then make a decision to go out and do the stuff, right?
Right,
Yeah, that's
because
good.
when you say no to what you don't want, you
You're
say
saying
yes
yes,
to what you
exactly.
do want. And
Right.
I
it's
know, we
like
can't
you
hear
will,
that enough, right? I mean, that's
yes.
so nuts. I think another important
Yeah.
piece about healthy boundaries, and of course, I'm a high high performance coach. So it's not always about the fitness realm. For me, it's like, it's going to be so uncomfortable to say no. You are going to be so uncomfortable setting healthy boundaries
Mhm.
because you're going
It's
to
totally
risk
hard.
being
Yeah, when you
judged.
start.
You're going to risk losing love. Even, and we actually attach these types of things to saying no. Men and women, you know, this may be like us. We work a lot with women and I work with men as well, but it's a very difficult process to put yourself at the center of the equation. But I ask you this, like, do you feel as though you're called here to do something really unique and amazing? Do you feel that in your heart that you are here to make a difference?
Mhm.
And if so, and I know you do, if so, are you ready to make that commitment and say, I love you and I can't go out tonight because I got a dream that I'm trying to live. Let me tell you something. You may feel people bristling against you, but watch how people all of a sudden, maybe a month, a
Oh, yeah.
year, 5 years from now, how did you do it? I have always been admiring you. I have been watching you for years. This is
Mm.
what happens. This is when you're called in to be your best self. You need to be courageous in ways that you never could imagine. But trust me, on the other side of that, there are people waiting for you. Your best body is waiting for you. The hottest relationship is waiting for you. A business that is beyond your own recognition is waiting for you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. We're here championing you, cheering you on, and we would love to answer any of your questions and how we can support you on A Gaming.
Yes, because
Well,
we all
yeah.
walked in the shoes. I mean, we all walked
Yeah.
in the shoes where we didn't have boundaries, I'm sure. I know for me, I can give you a long laundry list of things that I used to cave into, and it just didn't get me anywhere. So I love talking about that too. But are there any questions, Linda, coming in?
Let's see. While I'm looking, I was just going to say too, I love this poem by Adam Roa. It talks a lot about how we're always pouring into everyone else,
Mhm.
but why aren't we pouring into us?
Mm.
Why aren't we setting a time aside for ourselves? Because we were taught in this society that good girls aren't selfish, and that that it's selfish to take time to take care of yourself, that it's selfish to say no, I can't do your laundry, you need to do it yourself. It's not selfish, it's self-love to take care of you,
Mm.
because when you are taking care of you, you are so much happier. You bring joy to everything you do and to everybody else. And you can't bring that joy if you just feel overwhelmed and miserable, like your life is out of control.
Amen to that.
Preach it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, life is passing very quickly. It's not a dress rehearsal, you guys. You either really want to get healthy or you don't. It's a question you just have to ask yourself. Like, do you really want to get healthy? No matter what stage of the game you're in. You're a new mom. You're just had a baby. You're in your 40s. You just came off healing from a surgery. Like, you have to know, do I really truly want to get healthy, and why? What do I want to do this for? What's my reasoning behind it? So I think being aware is the bottom line of all this. Being aware of your boundaries, being aware of, your time, what you want to say yes to, what you're going to say no to, making your non-negotiables, all that stuff.
One
So
word, decide.
decide.
Decide
That's your
that
word.
this is the moment.
Yes. That can be their word. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Repeat that again, because that leads to another segment. What was that word you said?
Decide.
Hello. It is all a decision. I decided in November, I had my broken down body. I had my 3 accidents, but I was like, I do not want to continue this way. And I started, I started showing up with my body, however it would perform.
Mhm.
When my groin that tore from my pelvis was hurting, or my hamstring that tore on the other side, I was just like, okay, how can I show up? I'm going to walk, I'm going to run, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to honor my body, but I am pushing forward because I am leaving this behind. And so in November, I decided that, And I am telling you right now, it was all a decision, and I'm almost back. I'm getting in the game, girls.
That's all right on. Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
competing in 2.5 weeks. So your support, this sisterhood and this brotherhood that we're speaking on, it's like I couldn't do it without the people around me, right? It's nuts. But it is the way that I know that I have to stand in to show what courage looks like at 58, getting in those sparkly stripper heels, right? And we've all done it. And it takes a lot of courage and a lot of grit. And it's not about me. It's not even about the day. It's about the process where I have to go and what I have to decide to do every day to honor the gifts I was given so that I can serve at such a high level. And that's my calling. And I believe that's why we're all here, to serve you.
But it just really all starts with you deciding that you're not listening to the inner critic. You're not listening to all the stories in your head about why you can't do it or whatever. It's really a decision. When you decide, you get serious. And I think it's really important to set a goal you care about. That's what really pushes you.
Put your heart in the goal.
And
it has to be
attainable.
internally motivated.
Yeah.
It's like we can externally say we want to look hot in the bikinis. If I don't feel it in here, it isn't going to happen. I got to know why I want something. You got to touch into that place where you have a burning desire that you know you deserve more.
I agree. And it has to be attainable. It has to be something that you know you can actually do, not, something so far fetched that you're already going to give up before you start. So have it just be something that you can do in a short period of time, because that's going to create you said motivation, Linda, and people ask me all the time, how do you stay motivated? It's probably one of the number one Google searches. About motivation, but it's, setting a small goal, reaching that. Maybe it's to run 1 mile, right? Like maybe you never ran before and you're like, okay, I have a healthy body. I'm going to see if I can run 1 mile. Don't put a time limit on it. Just get out there and show up and just run a little bit every day until you get to that 1 mile. You'd be surprised how fast that happens. Then you set your next goal. It's that easy. It's just
motivation just gets you started, guys.
Right.
Motivation isn't going to get you to the finish line, right? Motivation is only going to get you started. If you don't have that vision of what you truly want and why you're here to serve, you are not going to get up when it's raining and snowing out. You're not going to get up when someone says, here, you want this piece of chocolate cake. You're not going to do it. You've got to know your why. You've got to know you're worth more. We believe you are.
So what Kelly said, I love how you set that up about the running, because, I really literally couldn't even walk after I had hamstring surgery. I was in a wheelchair. I was,
I remember.
To, 45 degrees. I had to sleep like that for months. And so what I'm saying is I started out with running. I did the 75 hard, but I didn't run well. I felt like embarrassed of myself because it was like not pretty. And I'm out there with all these young kids at the high school track, and I'm just like, and then I would get the confirmation from the universe, the thumbs up, when I knew I looked like not good. And this guy's, way to go, great job. People were like, wow, but I'm thinking I am just running like a 90-year-old. I mean, I felt like it was not good. And so I just kept going. I got through 75 hard, then I did 30 more days. And I was like, okay, I really need to set a goal. And I am the person that believes you have to set, I think it's the big dreams that move us forward. The thing that you really, really care about, that you really want, your heart's desire. I wanted to be on the cover of a magazine. I spoke it out. I said, I want to be sexy at 60 on the cover of a magazine. And I'm training for that right now. And I was freaking far away from that goal, let me tell you. And I'm right in line for it now. And it's going to happen in June. And so it was just deciding and pushing myself and setting goal after goal. What's the next goal? And it was a lofty goal, let me tell you. But right now I'm sitting at 23 pounds weight loss, just because I decided. And so it's really all those things, those components of what do I really care about? And why should I shy away from my big dreams? Why don't I just go all in for them?
And what if, I always say, ask yourself this one question. What if I really did show up for myself? What is that? What's going to happen? What if I actually did what I said I'm going to do? And what if I keep showing up? Guess what? Your confidence is going to be elevated, your self-esteem, your motivation, it all works together, right? It all comes together if you just start putting in the work, but you have to be consistent. You can't show up
Yes.
for 1 week and say, well, I just did a whole week and I ran, and then you take a week off. That's not being healthy. If you're really looking to live a healthy and whole life, you have to know, first of all, right now, you have to commit to the long game. There's no BS here. Like, really, you cannot get healthy for the summer. You shouldn't get healthy for the reunion. You shouldn't get healthy for the date you have in a month. If you want to be healthy and whole and live in the space that you see us right now, like we feel like we're very healthy and happy. Yeah, we have our moments, but it's consistent work over time. It's for the long haul. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get overwhelmed. Oh, I got to do this forever. You don't have to do one thing forever, but certain things that you're stacking these healthy habits, they're going to become you. They're going to become who you are. I never thought I'd be the woman I am today. I'm just telling you. I was junk food all the time, McDonald's, fast food. I never saw myself being this. And if you ask me 10 years ago if I would be this woman, I wouldn't even believe it. But I started stacking those healthy habits, and that's the woman I am today. I reach for the salad. I do. I can't wait to have my green smoothie. And if I never would have thought that would have been me, but I kept doing it and doing it and doing it because I wanted to see what the outcome could really be. Can I really be like these other women that talk like that? The ones that love the smoothie. And I'd sit there going, I'm never going to be like in that smoothie. But I did it over and over and over and over and over and kept doing it until they became all these habits in my life. And that's who I am. And that's who you can be.
Yeah. And though I ran like I was 90, when I tracked myself, I realized I ran to Canada. For real. I ran to
Wow.
Canada since December. Now I'm running back. So don't underestimate yourself. Now, Kate.
Yeah,
you
let's
said
ask Kate
something
because she's,
that-
I want to
yeah.
talk to her about her competition in
That's
her.
what I want to ask you, Kate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying that you're 57.
8?
You're saying you're
50.
58 and you look
50.
freaking hot. I saw you on
58.
Facebook in your little
Oh.
dress, and you were like, you're an inspiration. Tell us,
Yeah.
like, what little voices did you have go off in your head when you decided to do this?
So, the thing is I think that you're not going to have the perfect scenario of this rebirth. It's never going to be a perfect alignment. As they say, it's never a good time to start a war, to get married, to have a kid, or to get fit. It's never going to be like, oh. And the times oftentimes that is the most successful is the times when you are down on your knees and you say, I surrender. I am powerless over this part of me, and I'm ready to reach a lifeline to have people help and support me. You guys, this is about accountability. So
Yes.
much of the time, Linda, I know you know this. Kelly, I know you know this. We've been alone through this process of trying to reach higher because we didn't have that support system. And I know that was true for me, for sure. So that's why I'm so excited that my A-gaming is about building community with other people that are A-gaming. And that's helping me accelerate. Now, just as a personal note, listen, I've had some serious hardship, right? And in my life, people are like, oh, it's easy for Kate. It's easy for Kate. And then in 2017, when I lost my son to suicide, people saw the real me, that I was vulnerable. I was on my knees, and it transmuted. So what I want is I want to instill hope. I want to instill belief in all of you. That I'm not saying, oh, what I did is anything great, that I'm healing through the loss of my son. But what I did know And what I see in all of you, what I see in you, Linda, what I see in you, Kelly, is the greatness. Kelly, your mother still lives through you, boo.
Mhm.
Linda, I still see you flying as a child with the light around you as a powerful force of nature. We are here to light each other up. And let me just tell you something, it's way more fun if you got a community of people that are in that same vibe and energy with you. So I just want to say thank you to Linda and thank you to Kelly for being those women for me, for holding me up when I didn't feel as though I could go on, honestly.
Amen to that. I
That
mean,
is such a powerful thing you just said.
very, it is community. It's everything.
Everything.
And I didn't realize it until later on in life. And I did everything myself. And I was
Oh,
so
yeah.
lonely. Oh
Look
my
at us
God.
now. Let's all nod
You were
together.
on an island.
An
It's like we
island,
have to do it all.
right?
By
Right.
ourselves, because everyone thought we were weird.
Oh
Did you
my
guys feel
gosh.
weird? Did you feel judged? When you stand in your power and be the beautiful, gorgeous human you came here to be, people will judge you. Trust in the process.
Yes.
They are going to judge you. And you have to
For
be
sure.
like,
It's
I'm
like you put a
clear.
target on your back.
100%. I am clear on what God came here to have me do. And there's nothing that can take me off that A game. I lost
You're-
a child, you guys. So
you're
we
moving
surrender
target.
to, right?
Right.
What is really true? That we are here. How are we honoring the people that we love, that maybe even have passed? Kelly, your mom, man, my son, right?
Mhm.
So how are we honoring the light of people before us and the people that are coming below us? And how do we lift that energy? That's what this is about. That's what the life is all about. And we
Yeah.
need you on your A game,
So
people.
beautiful.
We need you on your A game. We need you here with us. That's why we're on this call. We need you.
Right. We do. We need you more than you even know it, more than
Yeah,
you. We
absolutely.
need you more than you need us, really.
We
True.
need each other and to be supporting each other
Yes.
as women and realizing that when Kate shines, that means that I should, if I celebrate her, then my turn's going to come. And that we all have gifts, that we weren't skipped, that we all, when we come to the table, it's a beautiful table because Kate is bringing her passion today and Kelly is bringing her wisdom and I'm bringing some humor along. And I'm
Always.
just saying, we all have something that
Yes.
we could give to each other, and to realize that when you do shine, when you are yourself, there is someone out there that needs your light.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mm. Yes.
They're waiting for you. There's a
Yeah.
sense of urgency about you becoming your your sexy and fit and most fabulous self. There is
Exactly.
someone waiting for you that needs you.
Right. It could be just your child watching you
Amen.
every day. What are you eating? What are you
Mhm.
doing? Are you moving your
Absolutely.
body? Show them that you're a healthy and whole person, and
Mm.
watch what happens inside your families. It's amazing how that evolves,
Mm.
right?
Beautiful.
You're
Uh-huh.
not serving anybody by dumbing yourself down ever to fit in, or so nobody talks about you. You
It's
never
true.
Yeah, so
Oh,
true.
I think
Kate
we just,
disappeared.
yep, Kate just disappeared.
I don't know what happened, but
Well,
Okay.
Linda, I mean, we're coming
I've
to
got to
a
go
close.
too here soon.
Yes.
Are
So we're
you?
coming to a close. Do we have any
Yes.
questions?
Yeah, I did not see any, but hang on.
Okay.
Let me just make sure. I think we could get questions later. That happened last time.
too. Let's just leave. How about if we leave a one last tip each, that, and then they can ask questions later on. If you guys
Yeah,
watch
that
this
sounds
later,
good.
do a
Yes.
replay, right?
You
Replay.
lead. Your lead.
Okay. So my last tip would be to all you women and men listening right now, don't get overwhelmed if you're just starting out. I want you to just make a commitment to yourself and commit knowing it's going to be hard in the beginning. It is. Embrace it. Embrace the discomfort and don't worry about anything else except just doing something, taking that action step in the present day you're in. Don't worry about tomorrow or the next day. Commit to something because it's hard, because you need to be challenged or else you won't change.
Right.
That's my top tip. Kate, we're just going to leave one more tip in closing. So that's what I got. Linda, what do you got?
So back to the boundaries thing. Honor your own boundaries once you set the parameters and follow through. It may be hard the first few times, but it'll get easier. It's just like a muscle. You got to work it. And then to have the life you love, you've got to show up setting those boundaries up front.
Love it.
Now it's Kate. Kate, you're muted.
Oh, Kate's muted.
Sorry about that. So what I
There
would
you
like
go.
to say to the audience is, number one, you're worthy and you're not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. And the tips as far as fitness is concerned, lift the weights, drink your water, and embrace self-love. Talk to yourself like you are your own lover. And and science has proved, this is research-backed information, that if you talk to yourself in the third party, you are going to be so much kinder. I do it every day. I journal it. Kate, you rocked it. Or Kate, that was an interesting day. Tomorrow's going to be amazing. Talk to yourself in the third party. Be your own biggest fan. You deserve it. You're worthy. And we can't wait to serve you. So thank you so much for joining us today.
I love that. That's so good.
So-
You know what? Wait, my Peloton and one of my Peloton instructors actually has a ring tattooed because she says, I married me and I'm treating myself the way I would want. I don't need anybody else treating me any which way. I married me. So I'm going to speak to myself kindly. And she tattooed it. It was just what you said. I love it. I have goosebumps.
I love it.
Beautiful.
You're with yourself forever, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Longest
Exactly.
relationship you got.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So
Right.
we'll see you
Love
guys
it.
in a couple weeks. We're really
Yes.
excited to pour into you, and we'll be sharing this also on our own podcast. If you want to tune into that, we'll be also sharing that in the notes of all three of our podcasts that we've been guests on. So you want more of us, please find us. Please reach out to us. We're here for you. We love you. We care for you. We validate you, and we honor you on
Yes.
your own process to success.
And I just want to say one more thing. Leave us your questions. So for the next time we meet, we can answer your specific questions and concerns. We're here to serve. So
Absolutely.
take the opportunity. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
everybody. Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
This has been fun. Love
Much
you.
love.